Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike. Today we are going to be doing what I promised you I would be doing, which is to rejig many of my Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. Because as you can see right here in the middle, I have a lot of their more monochromatic color stories, and while I like them, not all of these were created equal in my book. Some of these I only like a few shades of, and I don't want to keep entire palettes around just because I like one or two shades. So what I want to do is to combine some of these. Some of these I'm going to probably take all of the shades out to completely redo the color stories, and there's also a couple that I'm not going to be touching. So a palette that I won't be touching is one you can't see, but for completion's sake, I am not going to be messing around with the Stone Cold Fox because I haven't played around with this yet. So I have yet to use this, but I'm pretty sure that once I have used this, I'm probably not going to keep a palette this large. So I'm probably just going to keep a few of these, and I will perhaps keep one of these like 9-pan packages around so I can keep like 9 or maybe 18 of the favorite shades that are in there. So that's definitely what I want to do once I've played around with this. But yes, we haven't done that yet. Other than that, you are looking at all my other Colourpop palettes. Two that I'm not going to be messing around with in today's video is the That's Taupe and the Going Coconuts, because these color stories I really enjoy as they are, so I don't want to mess with these, because even though, you know, they're not 100% perfect, but I can use every single shade and it works well enough. So these two I know I don't want to get mess with, and also the Dream Street I know I don't want to make any changes, because this is a lovely eyeshadow palette and you can no longer buy this. Are there a few shades in here that I'm like, for instance, like these two at the top are quite similar. So I don't think it's the most perfect color story. I could definitely switch it around a little bit. So maybe if there is a shade in here I'm like, ooh, that would really complement it, I might pull this in. But other than that, apart from like one of those two, I don't think I'd want to make any changes to this. So that's why that's gonna go unused in today's video. And I also don't want to mess with the Baroque, because this was another palette that I really like the color story of as is. So that I'm going to keep as is. And also my Wine and Only I'm going to keep as is, even though I also felt the color story wasn't perfect, because you get, I don't know, like on this side I feel it's a bit more plum and this is a bit more red, and I didn't really feel it went together. However, I can make a look with what's going on this side, and I can make a look with what's going on that side. So this I feel works really well, and together I have held these up in the past against the Melt Marte palette, saying that if you want to get the vibes of that and you have both of these, you can probably make that work. So those are 5 palettes that, well, 6 if we include the Stone Cold Fox, that I know I'm not going to make any changes to. Well, a little bit of a rejig here because I also have the Smoke Show, and then I've got these two here at the bottom, so 2 12 pans, and everything else we are going to have a play with. I already know going into this that some of these shades had to be pulled out because I wanted to repress some shades that were in my declutter. So let me put these a bit more front and center. So I've got 4 shades, so I'll put those here on the Blue Moon. Yeah, this one as well. And this one as well. So these are shades from my 3 Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault palettes. So this is Classified from the Armin & Gorgeous. This is Glitz and Glam from Bling Bloss. This is Buried Treasure from Bling Bloss. And that's Bomb Ass from Ring the Alarm. And this black shade is the Shimmering Black from the V Cosmetics Grimoire palette. Those were shades that, you know, I was only keeping those shades, like those palettes around for those shades, and I felt that that was a bit superfluous. So I pressed these into pans that I took out of, for instance, the Ménage à Moi, because that came with 2 pressed glitters, and I knew I wanted to take out all of the pressed glitters to begin with. So I've taken the pressed glitters out and reused those pans to fill those up, you could say. And I took out one shade from the Smoke Show because I already know where that shimmering black from V Cosmetics is gonna go. Let's just start with this palette then, because this is the quickest one. This is gonna go in here. So this had a black sequin shade, and I took that one out of the pan and I put that pan in there. So that looks already a lot better. And then also what I wanna do is take out this white, because I don't love that white. So that shade, I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm going to take one shade out of the Blue Moon, namely Billie Jean, because Billie Jean is the only shade in the Blue Moon that I really cared about. And I'm just using a magnet from one of my Inglot palettes. These are really strong, and they work really well with Colourpop palettes, I have found. And I just thought that this would make for a much better color story. So then you do have a brighter pop of something. It's still gray, but you do have something to switch it up, because I feel that this taupe is a bit more plum leaning, and this is a bit more green, and then you've got the true silver, and then you also have something blue toned. So I think that this is a really pretty one, and I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to be keeping anything else from this. I don't know. That was really the only shade that stood out to me. Maybe this one. I'm gonna have to do some swatches along the way as well. So, but yeah, the Smoke Show is now perfect to me, with those two shades switched out and added. I think this looks really pretty. So that I'm going to put aside. And now I need to think logistics, because I know I want to take the Blush Crush and the Making Mauves and fuse those together with the Menage a Moi and the Flutterby. So I know I want to make this a pairing. Uh Huh Honey, I took out the pressed glitter in the middle, and I know I want to take out one of these two yellow shades perhaps. So maybe I can do that. Let me swatch these, because I feel these pull too similarly on the eye, and perhaps these two as well. But I do like that this has a bit more warmth. But these two yellows, they're pretty much identical. So I just know, oh yeah. So that bottom one swatches much better. So I'm going to take out this one, because that I don't love. And I actually already know what I want to put in there, at least one of the shades. I know I want to put this brown from the Mandalorian into here. So I'm going to take that one out here. Oops. And put that brown in here, because I feel that that goes with the color story. And I actually thought that maybe Classified would be pretty in here, or should it go in here? I'm still undecided. I actually want to swatch Classified against that shade in the Mandalorian. It's called the Force, because that may actually be quite similar. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see if these now still swatch now that I've repressed them. Oh, these are very, very different. But I think that this can make a nice, like I like a green tone gold. I think this way the Honey can just work a lot better. So I think I'm done with my Honey. Why is this not closing that well? I don't love the plastic packaging that Colourpop does. Yeah, let's just move on to, because I know something's gonna happen with these ones for sure. This one I'm not sure if I want to keep anything else. Let's do the green palettes, because I know that the Just My Look wasn't my favorite. So I again know that from this I want to deconstruct it the most. And I actually thought that this brown would be much better. Oh, can I hold on? Let's abuse you. So I thought this green, because it's like a green tone brown, would be really lovely in here, because I just didn't really get these two very neutral browns that you get in here. So I think I want to take that out as well, and then put this guy in here. Ooh, that's much better. And now I don't know what else I want to put in here. Whether I want to put in the olive, because that can be really pretty. And I know I want to put that Mary Jane shade in here as well. I'm pretty sure about that. And I think actually, because this is just not a great shade, this is very, I remember being quite flaky and a bit weird. And and I prefer that green shade over this white, like champagne-y gold. Like, I just didn't get why they put in some neutrals in this palette. I wanted it to be more green. So let me just see what happens if I put this guy into here. That's perhaps a bit bright. A bit too bright to go with that, but I think I'll put it in there because I do really want to keep that shade. I do think I want to put the olive at the top because I think that will really go nicely with this. So this one can go there. Look at that. Are these not too similar? Oh no. This is fine. That's really pretty. I like that. Let me open up the Mint to Be to see what we want to do there. Because I know that the Mint to Be has a lack of depth, so I know I want to put that darker shade, like this one here. I know that needs to go in there. And possibly that, because I think here as well it suffers from just lack of versatility, you could say. Maybe swap these two out as well, because I think that shade can be really pretty in here. So let me see. Yeah. Those matches don't do a whole lot. Perhaps a bit bright for what I like. So I think that will work a lot better. So I know I can take this shade and put that in here instead of that one. Ooh, that already feels good. Now what about this one? This like bluish tone. Ooh, that's really weak. Not a huge fan of that. And then if I swatch this, yeah, that's much better. So this instead of this. Oh, no, other one, please. Not you. That took a while. Well, we're gonna put this shade in there. So that's much better. And then I wanted to figure out what I want to do with this. Let me see. Because I think these are quite similar. The one from the Mint to Be feels creamier than the one from the Just My Look. So yeah, that one's going to stay over the one from the Just My Look. But I may want to do something with these two shimmers as well. So, or at least one of them. Because I think that it also needs something deeper in the shimmer department. So let me see how these all swatch. That's what those look like. Yeah, I feel that these two look really similarly. Put that here. Oh, yeah, again, that white is just not that great, huh? That's just really flaky. So I'm definitely going to take that out. And I think I'm going to keep in, oops, that's the hairpin I used to pry out that pan. So I'm going to keep that in because that really makes it a mint palette for me. And then of these two lighter shades, I'm going to keep this one and I'm going to take out that because I just feel it's not unique enough. I would never, maybe in the inner corner though. It's good to keep an inner corner highlight, but then I think I would use that in the inner corner as well. Oh, we have another one that's really shallow. Some of these pans just aren't sticking out high enough, it seems. And so the magnet doesn't pull them out. All right, so now I need to decide, do I want to put that dark shade in? And both of this, or both of the shimmers? Let me swatch these. Yeah, I think that gray tone I like better than the other one. So I'm not a huge fan of this shimmer. Yeah, I want to keep those two. So the matte is going to go into the middle, and then I'm going to put this guy in here, and then I have given this enough of a rejig, I think. So that means that we now have color stories that I would be much more inclined to use. So we've given the Mint to Be a little bit more depth. I only kept like 5 of the original shades. I actually put in 4 shades from the Just My Look, which I had not expected in advance. And then this one, because I do feel that, for instance, this shade could go in here too. So some of these shades can go with that. So I feel that this way it just has a bit more depth. It goes a little bit more with what I like. And then I've taken out the ones that I'm like, not so sure. Not so sure about those. So I feel good about these two now. Like I said, I'm not sure about this. If there's anything I would want to keep in here, these ones are fine. So I'm good with that. So I'm going to put that over here. So that's one Colourpop palette decluttered now, officially. I was going to swatch this blue because I wanted to see these blues and see if they worked well enough or not. Like, I do really like this, I think. Yeah, that really bright, like this blue I want to keep. That's quite unique in my collection. But I remember just with the mattes here that it just wasn't that great. They'll probably look pretty in a swatch, but I just didn't like working with them on my eyes. So, but then where would I put it? Ooh, see? That navy, look at that. That barely swatches. That's just not great. And that matte as well, it's like really patchy. So for me, the mattes in here just weren't that great, and you got a lot of mattes. Like 5 mattes, 4 shimmers. So I think I'm going to take out that shimmer. Do I want to work it into the smoke show? Maybe I want to work it into the purple palettes. Let me see. I'm going to save, I should say, not savor. I'm going to take out this shade if I can. So that's a shade I would still want to put somewhere. Do I want to keep this? That's also pretty. That's that white, like, shimmer with a blue flash. So I'll take that out to see if you can sort of put it somewhere else. But I'm not sure whether these blues will go with anything. And that is a palette decluttered. I already knew that was going to happen in advance because that palette just wasn't my favorite. I think I'll keep the neutrals for last. So I think what I'll do here is talk about the pinks, purples, and reds. So with the main squeeze, this is a palette that I don't think I want to do too much to, but I do want to try and see if I can take a shade out and put Balm As in somewhere, because I do feel that this just isn't quite as red as it could be. And I again feel that some of those mattes are just very similar. So let me do a bit of swatching here. Let's do this and this. Yeah, that's technically the same. This I think I do like, so that's a bit more of a true red. That's a nice poppy shade though. Yeah, but I don't think that those are different enough. So I think I'll take out this shade and substitute that for Balm As. But let me swatch this shimmer here against Balm as well, because and I need to smoothen Balm As just a little bit because it got a little, with the repressing, it was a bit messy. So this is what Balm As looks like. And I just really like that it has a bit of that orange flash to it almost. And then this is just a lot more vibrant red. So I think that those two shimmers can play off of each other really well. And I think I also want to swatch this shade just to see. Oh, wow. Okay, so whether I have that one or that one, that truly doesn't make a difference. Okay, so then I think I'm going to take out that one because that one swatches better. And then I'm going to put Balm As in there. Ah, that one lifted out like easy peasy. So then this is now what my main squeeze palette looks like. That's perfect enough as it is. So let's do purples first, because I think we can do the least there. This I want to make a bit more purple, and there is a purple in the It's My Pleasure that I would like to put in here, which is that purple. Let me see how it swatches, because I feel that that shade can just go really nicely in here. Oh yeah, and I know exactly which shade I want to take out, because I wanted to take out that pinky shade because I felt it made the palette look more pink, and I want it to look more purple. So let me take out that shade. And let me see. this one lifts out as easily. Yes. So again, the Lilac U a lot now looks the way I want it to, just a little bit more dimension. And I really do like the shimmers in this, and this way I still have 4 mattes that I can feel round out the palette well enough, so that is fine. So now what I would like to try and do is to combine these 3 palettes into one. Because I feel that, like, none of these are perfect. In the It's My Pleasure, there are these 2 shades, which I already have as singles. And in the Ooh La La, I already have Sandbar and Poodle as singles as well. So I know I don't need to keep those necessarily, even though Sandbar is lovely. And I know that from the, and I'm not sure, what packaging do I want to keep? I think I want to keep everything in the Strawberry Shake. I do think so. I'm just going to pull my favorite shades to make sure we have those. So I know I want to keep Bare Minimum. That's my favorite shade. Oh, I also have Sleeper as a single, so I don't need that. So this is my favorite shade. It shattered on me, so I repressed it. So I know I want to keep that vibrant pink shimmer. I do want to keep. So that was strange. Let me see if I like this shade. Oh, that was very dry when I swatched it. So Big Sugar, I don't think I'll keep. No, that's not my kind of pink, so I don't like that. Do I like this? This is Tickled. Ooh. That is very pretty. So I do want to keep that. I keep 1 or 2 mattes. Just to make sure, you know, we've got some mattes. Do I want Caddy, Trove, or Fanfiction? Oh, now, Trove barely swatched. Caddy and Fanfiction do swatch. But I think that I like Fanfiction the best because this also, like, it pretty much disappears when I try to blend it. Like, this is why, like, these were some of my least favorite palettes when I tried all of these, because they just weren't ideal. So I'm going to take Fanfiction out. Let me see if I can, there we go. So I've got a matte. And I think I want to keep Kitten Fish because that is also really pretty. Yeah, that swatches pretty well. So that one. And then Doe or Doe. Do I want that shade? That is a really nice purple shimmer as well. So I'll keep that, I think. And then from the Strawberry Shake, there really were only a few shades that I kind of liked. And I know I want to keep that peach shimmer here. Oops. So I know I want to keep that because that's one of my favorites. And I did like some of the mattes in here actually. So that is a stunning matte that I want to keep. And here, yeah. See, I want to keep that matte and I want to keep that matte. I'm not sure yet about that one, because I've got these 2 as well, and if I have 4 mattes, I'm happy. Do I want one of these shimmers then? Oh. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty too. But like really vibrant, like pink shade in the middle is really pretty too. And I really do like that too. But I can only keep 3 of these, right? And now I have 4. And now I don't really know how this swatches because it looked a bit weird, but that's pretty too. So maybe if I keep that, I don't need to keep Tickled. That's really pretty too. Or maybe I should take this out and put it in the main squeeze because it's quite red toned. Let's do that. Let's see if we can fuse that in with the main squeeze. Yeah. I think I'm going to keep Big Gulp and then replace Seed Money with that like more vibrant red shade from the, this works so much better now. Yeah, happy with that. And then I was saying I wanted to keep this shade for sure because I really like that shimmer, but it does feel really dry to the touch. So maybe I just want to keep that shimmer. What do you think? I do really like the look of that though. This way we can sort of see the color story in a minute. Because I think this is it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So if I were to build myself a 9 pan and I go with all of these shades, then I would be keeping these ones. This might make it a bit more pink rather than plum if I were to put that shade in. I'm just going to pull these two out just to make sure that we have them. And this guy I don't necessarily need. And this one is also an option. I'm just going to arrange it into like 9, like the way it would fit into the palette, just to see if there's anything that I would want to substitute. Alright, so now I've left Kitten Fish out of the mix. And also that My Milkshake shade. I kind of like the look of these 9 together, I have to say. I do really like that. I just think that this shade may actually be more perfect than Tickled. So that's Delish. Because the Tickled is just really, really cool toned. It's got that blue, purpley, lilac-y kind of duochrome to it. And this is just a little bit more warm toned. It's a bit more neutral, like the one from the Strawberry Shake. So it's probably going to go with most of what's going on here. We'll go with the purples as well as the warmer tones it has. So it's definitely not going to be like a purple palette, but I felt that the It's My Pleasure never was a purple palette to begin with. So I think I'm going to go with these. Because if I look at it, then if I just shear this out with a brush, then I can achieve something like Kitten Fish. And I actually feel that that kind of shade, I'm not sure if it's 100% similar, but I feel it's quite similar to what I've got going on here in the Lilac You A Lot. So I can always, if I want to make it more purple, I can use my Lilac You A Lot. Now I am thinking, should I do it like this? How do I feel about that? But I prefer shimmers over mattes, and I thought that this shimmer looked really pretty. Should I do it like this then? Making it a bit more pink. Again, maybe this shade might be perfect to go into one of the neutral palettes in a minute to give it just a pop of something. So I may want to not do anything else with that shade right now. But then I'm going to put these in here because I'm happy with what this looks like. I'm keeping the shades that I want and need. You know, we've got the purple shimmers that I love. We've got some mattes, but not too many. Like really, well, this will behave as a matte even though it has shimmer. And then I think that this works really well as a color story. And I do really like the background of this palette, which is why I'm putting it into this one. And then keep that, and then I can get rid of these. So we're now at 4 decluttered palettes, and I'm definitely going to be adding another 2, because now we get to the neutrals. Alright, so then we have the neutral palettes left, and I know that I do want to take out all of these shades, that's for sure, and then reorganize it. I'm not sure yet whether I want to go with 2 palettes that are going to be 12 pans, or 1 12 pan and 1 9 pan, or 2 9 pans. I don't know yet. The Ménage à Moi, like I said, already took out the pressed glitters. I just played around with this the other day so I could take this palette apart for this video. And I have to say that there were quite a few shades in here that I liked. So the way I'm probably going to go about this section is that I'm going to keep the shades apart that I really like, and then just see how much I have and see if I have to make any choices. Rather than really like putting everything together, because I think that there are going to be some similar shades, but I'd rather make choices between my favorites than all of the shades. The Blush Crush was just a little bit too pink for me, so I don't think I'm going to be keeping many of these because I just felt the undertone just wasn't that great for me. And now that I look at what I've got going on here, you know, I do still want to perhaps put in Buried Treasure and also Glitz and Glam for my Morphe palettes. The Making Mauves, I really like the shimmers of, and like one or two of these mattes, but the rest I just didn't really love all that much. And then the Flutterby was a bit more perfect for me, but I felt that in here you got quite a few shades that were quite similar. Or for instance, something this light I don't tend to go for, because I have blend shades in almost every single palette, and I'd rather blend it with a shade like this than a shade like that, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to pull out all of my favorites and put those together on the pile first, but I am going to take all the shades out. So let's get cracking. Alright, so I've pulled out all the shades that I would want to keep. So I've got 6 shades from the Making Mauves that I definitely want to keep. Just 1 from the Blush Crush, 4 from the Ménage à Moi, and then these 4 from the Flutterby. Those are the ones I definitely want to keep. The maybes are up there. I can't currently remember when where these came from, and I think actually that with this palette that tickled shade would go really nicely, because there are a couple of these like really flaky champagne-y kind of shades, but I feel that this one is a bit more unique, so I know I definitely want to pull that in. And I would want to put in the Berry Treasure and Glitz and Glam shades from the Morphe palettes that I repressed. So now what I want to do is take some of these maybes and see if, and also between the selections I have here, to see how similar or different these are. What do we have here? This is a bit lighter. Yeah, that may be a good blend shade, so I do think I want to put that in. And then this guy. Oh, yeah, whether I'm keeping this one or this one really makes no difference. Do you just see that? So then I only need to keep one of those, and I think the other one swatches better. 16, so I can put 2 more shades in to make it 18. I also think this is pretty. So that would be 19, 20, and then put in Fanfiction as a bit of a wild card. Is that what I'm gonna do? I don't think this will go with, like, it might be a nice pop of something just to break it up. Or do I want to go with something that's going to keep the neutral train going? Do you just see with like everything that I'm getting rid of, there's just so many neutrals that are just exactly the same. Like if you have a lot of these Colourpop palettes, you just end up with so many shades that are similar. So do I like the matte to shimmer ratio? That's the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that means I've got more mattes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But then Fanfiction needs to go. I can't have 22. I can have 21 shades, not 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So then Fanfiction is gonna go. So I'm gonna take the packaging that I like the best, which is the Ménage à Moi, and the Making Mauves ones. Those are the ones that have my preference. And then I'm going to keep the Flutterby and the Blush Crush packaging for when I do, when I take out some shades of the Stone Cold Fox. I think I want to put Berry Treasure in here, because it's a nice, like, dark shade. I think I want to put this darker shade in here. Put it in the bottom middle. I think what I'll do is to go like one a bit more warmer toned and one a bit more cooler toned. I think I want to do that. Is that what I'm going to go with? Choices. This has a different shine though. I do really like that. It's got a bit of an iridescence to it that I like, and it's more unique. I mean, I have so many champagnes in my makeup collection that I don't necessarily need to keep a champagne around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then we're good to go. If we take the Ménage à Moi palette, we already put Buried Treasure in. And maybe put this darker shade over here. And then put this matte down here. And then this one, this is the only shade from the Blush Crush that I've kept. Oh no. So that can go there. So that's what it looks like now. And then I think I'm going to go with a full row. I'm going to put this one in the corner here. And then the other 4 shimmers, I'm just going to go lightest to darkest. I think. Does that make sense? So we've got that. That one. So this is Glitz and Glam from the Bling Bloss palette from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. That was one of my favorite shades in that palette, so I felt it could go really nicely in this. It's like a nice rose gold kind of shade as well. And then this shimmer over here, and then this guy here, and then the blend shade over here. This is what my Ménage à Moi now looks like, which I'm actually really happy with. This looks like a mauve tone palette that I would actually use. So happy with that. And now in the Making Mauves, we're going to put the rest of these shades. So I think I'm just going to put these like purpley shades at the bottom. And then I think I'm just going to put this guy here in the middle with the blend shades and transitioning shades to the side. And then I'm going to put these guys in like this. And again, a more plum-toned, mauve-y color story that I think I can really have a lot of fun with. So no, by now I no longer know which shades came from which one. And then to show you what we got rid of. So we got rid of everything in the Flutterby and the Blush Crush. So those 2 palettes, I am going to keep the packaging, like I said, to depot my Stone Cold Fox into once I get around to that, because I do really like the packaging of these. I just wanted to reuse those other ones first. And then we have the Ooh La La, which still has a couple of shades in. The It's My Pleasure, which has only a few more shades in. And the Blue Moon, which still has most of its shades in. And then we have the Just My Look, which has hardly anything in there anymore. I'm going to take these 2 blues and I'm going to actually put them in a singles palette. And then we have 37 single pans here that I'm going to get rid of in some way, shape, or form, because these shadows just don't appeal to me. And do you just see what I meant? Like what I meant to say earlier, that these shadows, like if you have a few neutral palettes by Colourpop, you just end up with so many doubles of like these like blendy shades and all that. Alright, so to quickly round up the video, this is now what my eyeshadow palette collection from Colourpop looks like, save for the Stone Cold Fox. So my main squeeze I did change up. I replaced, I don't even know which ones I replaced anymore, but I know I put this one in, and I know I also put this one in. So I replaced these 2 shades for brighter shades, that's for sure. The Strawberry Shake now is a conglomeration of the Ooh La La, It's My Pleasure, and the Strawberry Shake. And I ended up keeping quite a few Strawberry Shake shades, to my surprise. But gave it a bit of a rejig, and now I've got my purples and stuff in there. Then the Lilac Hue a Lot, I only replaced 1 shade to make this a little bit more purple, which is the one in the top, and it came from the It's My Pleasure. The Smoke Show was the first one we did, and I put that V Cosmetics shade in here at the bottom, and I put that grayish tone blue from the Blue Moon in here. Then the Mandalorian palette, I replaced the neutrals and like that weird white shade with some shades from the Just My Look. And then the Mint to Be ended up changing quite a bit. I definitely took out some of the brighter shimmers and put some darker, murkier shades in to give it more depth and dimension. Is it still a mint palette? Not entirely perhaps, but I could still make a mint green look if I'd like to, because I did keep the main shimmers that would make for that look, and also the two mattes, and also that gray tone matte here I really liked. So those I've kept around there. And then in the Ooh La La, I replaced the pressed glitter with a darker brown from the Mandalorian, and this is classified from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill to, again, give a little bit more, well, oliveness to this palette. And then that's Taupe we didn't do anything with. Neither did we do anything with the Going Nuts, the coconuts, also not with the Dream Street. We didn't mess with the Wine and Only, and we didn't mess with the Baroque, but we did give 4 palettes a rejig and turn them into 2. So the Ménage à Moi now looks like this for me. So very different from what we started off with, but yeah, I'm really happy with what this looks like. And then the Making Mauves now looks like this. So there you have it. That was my Colourpop rejig. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, so I will be back with a new video very, very soon. So I hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye!